Okay. Hello. Welcome to Wake It Up Wednesdays. My name is Rico, and I've decided to start a little series where I wake shit up. And I talk about all the shit that either has been done to me that has done me wrong, caused me trauma, caused me hurt, pain, all that shit. Because why? Because I'm messy. But anyways, to start off this video, I would like to say that we're sponsored by two companies that I would like to promote. One of them is Friend of Dorothy, and I really do enjoy this company. I used to buy supplements anyways, like maca root and fiber and all that shit. And this is basically the more branded version of that. But these do work very well. I heavily do recommend it. So if you would like to, I will have a discount code below in the video description. So please check that out. And then the second company I would like to really promote right now is Trade. So they sent me a few cute things. I might insert some clips of some other things that I got from the company, but I really do enjoy this company. If you can see, like, this really does fit me so well, and also it's very breathable. For the thick boys, it doesn't feel like restricting. Like, I can literally breathe in this, and they also go down pretty far. So if you got thighs like me, then you know, like, they like to rub when you ain't got that much going on. So yeah, I do highly recommend this. Trade once again. So today's video is going to be about a collab I had while I was in Vegas last year in August. It wasn't the most chaotic thing, but it definitely was not the most fun experience I had while filming with someone else. Basically what happened is that I was visiting Vegas with family anyway, so I was like, okay, well, while I'm out here, let me see if I can probably get some racy content to get posted on my OnlyFans, because on my OnlyFans, I don't post regularly, but I do post the collabs that are substantial. I'm working on building up some more content for my OnlyFans, but for right now, I'm trying to find someone that I can vibe with and that actually makes sense. But for this collab specifically, I will say, filming the content wasn't the bad part. It was all the other stuff surrounding it. So yeah, I was in Vegas, chilling, vibing on the board, whatever the fuck you call it, the strip. And as I was enjoying my day, I had a message from someone who was actually not an old school, but kind of like one of the, like the pioneers of social media porn. I'm not going to say their name, obviously, because that would be too messy, and I ain't trying to catch no hands. But I can, if they want it, they can get it. But also, it's not that deep. But anyways, yeah. So it's a pioneer of like social media porn. But yeah, so we messaged back and forth, and he said that he would show me around Vegas. That didn't end up happening, which I wasn't bothered by, because at the end of the day, when I go on trips nowadays, I prefer to be by myself, to explore the city by myself. But yeah, so that didn't end up happening. But what did end up happening is that we ended up meeting up. He came to my resort that I was staying at, and at this resort is very beautiful and very big. So I was like, this is about to be everything. So he came up to my room, we got to business, and everything went very swimmingly. He was definitely giving very thugged out, and it's crazy that we got Trade sponsored today, because at the end of the day, he was giving Trade. He was absolutely giving Trade. He was giving all the things. He gave, who can I compare him to? Like 50 Cent vibes. I'll give 50 Cent vibes when it comes to aesthetic and how he looked. Dark skin, chocolate, very sexy, very muscular, taller than me, which is always like a big kink of mine, seeing someone taller than me be turning me on to all the things. So yeah, that was his vibe. We got to business. Everything was perfect, beautiful. After the session, he had to go train a client, but we had said that we would hang out later that night because we had did it, but also he had to be in a rush to go to his client, so we couldn't really dwell in the moment. And also we liked each other's vibe. So he's like, oh yeah, I'm having a little kickback later. If you want to come by, come through. It'll be drinks, vibes, and friends. And I said, first night I was in Vegas, I tried to go to do some gay shit. The gay shit wasn't really happening. It was giving like straight mixed company. So I was like, okay, let me not commit to this. So this time I was like, okay, let me see what the gays of Vegas give. Okay, back to the story. So yeah, he picked me up. He picks me up from my resort later after he had finished with his client, And as soon as he picked me up, I was like, oh, okay, he has a cute car. And I just felt very spoiled. A turn on for me is when someone is giving masculine straight vibes, even if it's an act, and it's okay. We into everything. We don't just go for one thing here. But it does turn me on to have like someone who is a bottom. They could be versed, but for me, they're a bottom. Bottom, big, sexy, strong, big arms, and they still let me, in my words, emasculate them, but it's not really giving emasculate, but like just, dominate them. I think that's sexy as hell to me. But back to the story. Yeah, so he picks me up, he smokes me out, I'm high as fuck now. I'm like, ooh, yes, okay, vibes are given. I'm over here having a good time. I was a little tipsy. We are driving and on the way, and as we are almost at the location, I'm like, oh, what's going on with my screen? And my screen started like flickering on my phone. And I said, oh, okay, so we are gonna be in for a treat tonight. I hope my phone doesn't act up. So when we get to the actual place, I get out the car. As soon as I get out the car, my phone hits the fucking ground, and I know that my phone is gonna be fucked up. Cause during the trip, every time, I don't know what it was, but I was dropping my fucking phone a lot. So every single time I drop my phone, I'd be like, screen cracking a little bit more and more and more. But this last time was the final straw, because then my phone just completely turned green. So my whole screen was green. This being a problem because, I had to fly away in the morning. So I could not stop by and get a new phone at AT&T before then. So I said, well, don't got my phone. This person just drove me like a good minute away from Vegas, and I cannot call an Uber. I can't use my phone, and now I'm just here for the vibes. So can't panic, can't focus on all that other shit, because then I'll just have a miserable time. So I distracted myself and just said, you know what, let's get into it. So we walk into this kickback. Obviously no one knows me, and these are close friends. So like I'm just kind of like I'm gonna say I'm giving like, the fuck buddy that's coming through and infiltrating the vibes. But I said hi to everybody, trying to be respectful, thanking everyone for the food that they cooked and stuff, all the drinks and stuff, because I didn't even have a chance to bring anything. So very respectful. But let's get to the meat and potatoes of the story. So as we're at this kickback, I'm realizing that, person I'm with kind of sneaks away to like have conversations with so-and-so people. Me being oblivious to things, I was just like, I don't know what's happening. What's happening? Oh, okay, I'm having a vibe. Everyone's talking to me, so I'm good. So then I'm talking with someone, and they're like, oh, someone brought up your Twitter. I didn't realize that you had a Twitter, and you look so innocent. Because I do give that illusion. Online, I definitely give very hypersexual, hyper like, let's fuck all the time. But in reality, obviously that's not the case. Like human, very shy, but also give me some time to warm up to you, and we gonna have a vibe. We got into it and we were talking about it, and I was just like, yeah, I do all these things. Guy says, oh, it sucks that you're a top because all the cute ones always gotta be tops. And I was like, yeah. So let's give a name to this person, because then this person does play a part. Evan is gonna be the person that I am talking to. He is the host of the party. He's like, this is his party. It's at his house. And then the person I came with is going to be Marcus. So Evan, showrunner, talking to him, vibing, and Marcus is outside vibing with his other friends, and they're just like talking. So then at one point, Evan takes me upstairs and says, oh, do you want to see my dogs? I said, sure, why not? I'm at this fucking place. I might as well go around and see the fucking place. So I went upstairs to see the dogs. All fine. I was like, oh, they're so cute. And I was like, oh, this is a cute little place. He showed me around the place. And yeah, that was all that happened. I said, okay, well, this is cute. Let's get back to the party downstairs. So we went back downstairs, and I noticed that Marcus seemed a little disgruntled. I said, what's going on? Like, why does he look so in his feelings? He was just like shaking his head, pacing around, just, feeling some type of way. And then he went outside to talk with his friends and Evan. So Marcus and Evan are outside with other friends. And I look outside, I'm like, what's going on out here? Like, it seemed like there's some like bad vibes happening. Like, this don't seem right. So I was like, okay, let me go outside. So So I went outside and I walk up. I was like, "Hey, what's going on? Y'all seem like y'all in heated discussion." And they were like, "Oh, we just talking about politics." I said, "Y'all are not talking about politics." I said, "What's going on?" So I look at Marcus, the person that I did the content with earlier in the day, and I said, "What's going on?" And he said, "You know, like, not to accuse you of anything, but every time I bring someone with me to parties, Evan always tries to come on to them." So I said, "Oh, okay, that's great." And he said, "So what you do upstairs with him?" I said, "Nothing. He showed me his dogs. That's it." And that's all it was. But he was not feeling that. So I said, "Okay, well, I'm gonna let you feel your feelings. By the end of the day, this is just simply not what's happening. So I'm gonna go back into the party." Now, I came to this party with them. So at the end of the day, it's gonna kind of be given. I gotta be on the good side. I ain't got my phone. My phone not working, so I can't like be on his bad side. So I was definitely trying to be. I was overextending my peace with him, and I have a flight at 6 a.m. So I cannot, I can't fuck this shit up. So we're vibing, party's going on, and then at one point we're playing cards. And I was playing cards with him, and he was doing a lot. He was just in his feelings and stuff. They were talking, going back and forth, and I just said, y'all are arguing. I have nothing to do with this. Y'all making me uncomfortable. I said, "Marcus, I'm gonna be in your car." So I took his car keys and got in the car because anyways, I had to go to sleep. I was drunk. Nonetheless, had a good time with his friends, but Marcus was acting up. So chilling in his car. Eventually, Marcus gets back in the car, and we have a heated discussion about a fucking 2-minute interaction I had with Evan. But yeah, he just kept going on and on and on and on and on and on about, "Oh, well, I just feel like you did this and this and this," and then just at one point I was just like, "You know what? Hey, back to the story." So yeah, we got into a heated discussion, and I was like, "You know what? Look, like, I came here with you. I would never disrespect you like that. I obviously intended on us going back to my place and filming some more content because we didn't really get enough." So I was like, you can feel how you feel, but at the end of the day, you gotta let those feelings go because nothing happened. Like, no matter what I say, that's not gonna change. Nothing happened. And I want to get back to the hotel, get into it again with you because I had a good time earlier. So let's do that. And I was kind of like being, I try to make situations better by trying to like play into whatever I know is gonna get on someone's good side. So I was cracking up in my head because I was like, "Ooh, I'm so fake for this," because at the end of the day, I just want to go to sleep. But I was like, "Ooh, it's so sexy. You such a hothead. I love a hothead." Even though I do, it was not applicable in this situation because I was so upset and annoyed. I wanted to go home and go to sleep. But ride home. I gotta get home. So yeah, I was like, "Ooh, it's so sexy. You such a hothead." I said, "Ooh, I can't wait to get back so we can get back into it because you over here turning me on." So that's all it took. We got back to my resort, and as soon as we get back to the place, we just got back into it, and it was great. It was phenomenal. But then we fast forward. So he leaves in the morning because he had to work. But he had to like meet with his friend or something. But he wanted to come back and pick me up and take me to the airport because obviously I had to go back to the airport, but I couldn't Uber. So he was going to do that. Obviously that was not gonna happen. I was like, I don't even trust this. I'm not gonna plan for that. I was there with my family, so I was like, I'm gonna call an Uber from my mother's phone and then go to the airport and do what I gotta do. I've never gone to an airport without my phone working, so I was very disgruntled. I was like, okay, you being too heightened, all you need is your ID. You don't need your phone for this flight, even though I wanted it. Nonetheless, phone, I ended up figuring out how to get it to work where I could use my screen, but it was just like so sporadic, but at least I could listen to music on the airport. Fast forward, okay, we're after the trip. So I get home from the trip and I'm obviously exhausted. I stayed up all night dealing with all this shit. Finally got home, get to relax, but also have to figure out how to get my phone fixed before work because I had work like 2 days after. But the main thing I was worried about was like, damn, so I had the content on my phone from the first time in the day that we had hooked up. But then later in that day, like at night when we filmed stuff, I didn't have it. It was on his phone. So I messaged him. I was like, hey, like, do you have that content that we made like later in the night? Because I would like to do that so I can have a full video to put together for my OnlyFans. And he said, oh yeah, no problem. Don't worry about it. 2 weeks go by. I messaged him again. He said, oh yeah, don't worry. I got you. Then now a month after the 2 weeks, he messages me. He said, damn, I'm sorry. Like, I meant to message you or send the videos to you. He said, I got you later. He said, how would you like them? I said, can you send it to my email so that it can be like as clear as possible? Because sometimes when you send videos, it can be all messy, especially if you have like an Android going to an iPhone. So from there, didn't hear nothing else back from him. So then I was like, you know, fuck this nigga. Because at the end of the day, I feel like when it comes to situations like that, learn my lesson, yes. Get the content first before you leave, so you don't have to worry about all the miscommunications, have to beg someone for content, have to beg someone for anything. Like, just get the content first so you don't have to deal with that shit. But at the end of the day, also, it's like, I need my people to be more emotionally mature, because the whole night could have been so much better had he just listened to what I had to say. Yeah, niggas lie, but also, why are you taking ownership over me? Why are you being so possessive? We don't know each other. You've only met me for 1 day. Yes, you brought me here and we're supposed to have a good time, but why are you so possessive already? It's like telling me all I need to know about you. So, long story short, obviously we don't ever work with that person again. Yes, it was a great time. Yes, the content that we did get to film, even though I didn't get to get all of it, was amazing. But yeah, it just told me the story about OnlyFans collabs. For one, feel the personnel, get the vibe. 2, make sure that everything is good mentally. Like, are we able to have conversations about stuff that won't get you disgruntled or make you feel like you have to be possessive over me? And also 3, that I can trust you, because a lot of collabs, I've had a lot of collabs where it's just at the end of the day, I couldn't fully trust the person, and that might even play into the scene. So like, just a big story about how I've learned my lesson about, you know, maybe not collabing with just anybody and making sure that the vibe is there first before we get into things, because then it could lead to, like, you know, some tricky situations. Because say this person, like, yes, bless him for bringing me back to the resort, yes, still did all that, and it was like, what, 10 miles he was driving? So at the end of the day, yes, still a sweet, beautiful person. It's just, you know, the emotional maturity was not there. But yeah, I forgot what I was about to finish with. Yes, bless that guy for taking me back to resort. Bless that guy for still, not just immediately leaving me at the place and being all in his feelings. Like, at the end of the day, that still is commendable. But when it comes down to it, you know, all that shit didn't need to happen. We could have had some emotional maturity about the situation and also not been possessive. But still got to talk about the fact that he obviously could have left me there. He could have dropped me and said, well, nigga, you over here playing in my face. I feel like you were lying to me. You could have kissed him while you're up there and you could just be lying. So I don't trust you. Bye. But, you know, it's just also a lesson, and also taught me that I'm actually really good at talking myself out of tricky situations where I feel like it could go very worse if I react in a negative way. Like, if I met him where he was at and did fire with fire, like, well, nigga, why you trying to be possessive about me? Why are you trying to tell me what I can and cannot do? What if I did kiss him? What if I sucked his dick? Then what? You know? So, end of the day, glad that I was, especially in that time, because I was very depressed during that time, glad I was able to talk myself out of a tricky situation, keep it calm and collected, and, you know, while laughing about the situation, also realizing, you know, this could be a very tricky situation. Say I say the wrong thing, or if one of the friends feels some type of way about me being there, and that adds on to the dogpiling. So yeah, end of the day, glad that we got out of that. Thank you guys for listening to this story. I don't know if it's a lot of rambling or whatever. If you guys enjoyed it, let me know. If you feel like there's things I can do to improve the story times, let me know, because I love to talk. I love to talk and I love to ramble. So yeah, get me together. But yes, like the video. Don't know if I will post this on YouTube or whatever, but if I do, subscribe, yeah, all that. But yeah, thank you for coming to my page, my channel, and look forward to more story times, as well as, you know, like, I think story times, mental health stuff, this page will be whatever I want it to be. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Also, if y'all want to see some cheeks, I got some cheeks for y'all to see before I leave.